Film equipment is expensive and fragile. The last thing any of us want is for our gear to get damaged, and one of the most likely times that can happen is during transport. That's why protecting your gear is essential, and that means having the right tools for the job. As you can see, Wild 7 here has a lot of new gear that we keep adding all the time. It's a good problem to have, but it's something that we always have to think about. So in this video, we're going to show you how we keep our gear safe and protected. And make sure you stick around to the end where we'll show you how we pack away two brand new different monitors into two different Pelican cases. Let's get to it. And as always, if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got a lot of informative and cool videos coming up pretty soon, and you're not going to want to miss them, so subscribe. Before we jump in, I have a big disclaimer. This is not a sponsored video. The company that we're going to be talking about in this video did not sponsor this video, but we're going to be talking about one company in specifically, and I'm going to shill them pretty hard. Why? Because I use them and support them above all of their other competitors. They're one of the best companies in the film industry, and that company is Pelican. Pelican makes a wide range of protective cases for everything from camera gear to firearms and even, yes, bottles of wine and whiskey. That's right, you can keep your pricey bottle of wine safe with you when you travel. Pelican's got you covered for that. Their cases are made out of this high impact polypropylene plastic. I'm not exactly sure, I'm not a chemist, so I can't tell you exactly what this is made of, but they're lightweight, they're tough, and they're really fantastic. They can take a beating and keep going for a long time. I've never ever gotten rid of a Pelican case that I bought. The Pelican cases come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, from small briefcase style ones to these large wheeled ones. Each one features a reinforced corners, reliable latches that you can kind of close and open up. One of the nice things about these compared to a lot of their competitors is these are stiff, so when you flap them up, they stay up, as opposed to some of the others, when you flap them up, they go right back down. So it makes opening a case a little bit trickier. And then there's a locking point right near the handle for added security, so you can lock up your Pelicans and keep them safe while you're transporting, or if you have to step away from them. Now, let me tell you what made me a lifelong Pelican customer, and that's their water resistance. So, quick little story. A friend of mine and I were working on a documentary shoot, and we just had to drive through a rainstorm. It was inevitable. We had some gear in the back of my truck, and it was just gonna get wet. We put tarps over it, but no matter what, it was just gonna get exposed to the rain. Every single Pelican case I had was bone dry inside as soon as we got to location and opened them up. I just had to wipe off the outside. There was nothing that made it inside. My friend's case, however, damp around the edges where the lid kind of closes and meets. The foam inside of theirs they had to replace, and luckily none of their gear got wet, but that's still a scary feeling knowing that your gear was that close to water and moisture. And one of the biggest and best things about Pelicans is that they are water resistant to a certain degree, and they do seal quite well. So when your gear is as valuable as ours, that kind of performance is definitely a deal breaker, so it's Pelican or nothing for us. Let's talk about the case interiors. So Pelicans offer several insert options to protect and organize your equipment. Each has its own strengths, none is objectively better than the other. It just depends on your own gear and how you like to work and how you want to pack it away. At Wild 7 Studios, we use all three of these options, and they are Trek Pack, Pluck Foam, and Dividers. So let me show you a couple examples. First up, this is my FX3 Pelican. It's built with Trek Pack, which makes it easy to organize for all the accessories, the cables, all the different parts to the FX3, like the top handle and whatnot. I also added this lid organizer, which is perfect for small cables and parts that I use constantly.
When you order the Trek Pack, it comes with this little tool. You're gonna go ahead and put this thing inside the middle of the slot there, and then you just pull it towards you. And there's built-in blades, and they'll give you a nice clean cut. Look at that, nice and straight. And then you can go ahead and then put this into your Trek Pack as needed. Always make sure to measure multiple times. I literally just kind of cut this one just for demonstration purposes. There's no like size to it or anything. It doesn't fit anywhere in particular, but definitely make sure to measure twice, cut once. And then the Trek Pack always comes with these little U-shaped holders. They come with a little red flag to put them in and out. You see, you put them at a right angle like this, and you can connect two pieces and they stay together nice and tight. And then that little red flag allows you to pull it out or remove it so that you can remodify the Trek pack as needed.
Next up is this Super Takamura lens case. This one uses pluck foam and has no lid organizer. Instead, it's got this foam insert that touches the top of the lenses, and that helps keep them safe just in case any of the lenses, or just in case any of their cap pop off. It's nice to know that they're nice and snug in there with the foam on top and on the bottom. It's a bit tight in there right now, as you can see. I'll be upgrading this lens set. They're actually going to be moving to a larger Pelican. And then I have a new set of lenses coming in, a 4-lens set, that are going to move into this lens, Pelican specifically. And that brings me actually to one of the coolest features about Pelican, and that's laser cut foam inserts. Pelican lets you design your own custom foam layout right on their website, so you can perfectly shape and slot your gear so that whenever you put it in, it just fits absolutely perfect. One of the other cool little features is that you have the option to engrave names and logos right into the foam, so that's very cool. With us at Wild 7 Studios, we're really big on branding and customization, so that's an unnecessary but very cool feature that we're really, really excited about. Now let's walk through setting up some brand new Pelican cases here in the studio. Both of these are going to be for monitors, but there's going to be a different approach for them. First up, we got this OC 21.5 inch director's monitor. We still have the original box, it just came in, which is going to be handy for setup, and I'll explain to you why in a bit. The second monitor is going to be our 15.4 inch ATEM monitor. This one we use for live streaming and any multicam setups. It's a really good monitor. It came in some really flimsy foam packaging that we tossed out already. We just got rid of it right away. It wasn't really good packaging. So for this Pelican, I actually ordered one with pluck foam inside. So we're gonna pluck this one out and put this one in to fit the Pelican and keep it nice and safe. So let's get to that now. So the first monitor we're gonna pack is this 21.5 inch OC field monitor. We just recently got this one in the studio, and B&H shipped it to us in this box right here. I kept the box for a very important reason. I'm gonna show you inside. This OC monitor came with this foam, and it's actually really nice foam. It's not your standard like styrofoam. It's cut to size. It's cut for the sun hood there. You can see we got that knob. That's the locking knob that works for the C-stand lock at the back of the monitor. It's got this little pull tab, and then you can see the monitor is nice and safe in between two really well cut pieces of foam. So what I did was I measured the length, width, and height of this box because it's the perfect size for the packaging. And it came out to about 22.5 inches by 17.5 inches by 7.5 inches. I wrote it right here on the box just so I could remember. I always like just write things on the box. So I headed over to Pelican's website, going over to the case section right here. And then on the left side of their website here, once you click on cases and go down to the bottom, you see you can sort your cases by different sizes, configurations, or whatnot. I literally just plugged in the length that I needed here. Boom, you can see, boom. And I put it in just there. And it gives you all the cases that would fit within that size, starting from the smallest to largest. So I scrolled all the way to the very bottom here, and bam, this is the case that came up. The IM 2700 Storm case. And if you look at the size, the interior is 22 inches by 17 by 8 inches. So that seems like that's going to be the best fit for us. So I got this case with nothing inside, just completely empty. Really nice case you can see here. And yeah, all we have to do, this one's really, really easy. I just take everything out of the box, took the monitor out, and I safely put it to the side. I didn't want to do this with the monitor in there, risk scratching the monitor at all. And see, that's the nice piece of foam that they gave it with. Cut well, everything's stored inside. And then look at that, bam. Fits perfect into that Pelican. If they send you a package like this and it comes with a pre-cut piece of foam that's in good condition, is nice and stiff like that, definitely don't throw it away. Just buy the Pelican for the right size, and then you can pack it in there. So this is our other monitor. This is the this is our C-Tech 15.4 inch ATEM monitor. We use this for ATEM shoots, multicam shoots, all kinds of stuff. It came in its own box. It wasn't a very good packaging, so we threw it away right away. And we basically have had this one living in the studio. So it's time to get it its own Pelican case. Based on the size, I ordered this one right here, and it was a 1550 case. It's a little bit smaller than that IM 2700 case because this monitor isn't quite as big. And since this one didn't have any foam or anything to come with it, I ordered this case with pluck foam interior. And that's gonna keep the monitor safe. It's gonna keep the monitor from rattling around in there and shaking and whatnot. All right, and here we go. So, to show you the case again, watertight Pelican. Peel that bad boy off. And here we go, open it up. Pelican always sends their Pelicans with this little brochure type document inside, and then it's another paper telling you that their products are on warranty. I always just toss them to the side. I have a lot of them. And I'm pulling this out now. I want to see how many layers thick this is. Some Pelicans come 2 layers thick, some come 1 layer thick. This one's 2 layers thick, as you can see. So I'll do most of my plucking in the 1 layer on the top there. And the first thing I do is I gotta kind of figure out the configuration, exactly how I'm gonna lay this down, which way I want it. I want the monitor side down. I want to use the foam to protect the monitor. So I'm gonna kind of see depth and kind of see, does it fit in here? How deep do I have to go to be able to close the screen, whatnot. And I think the 1 layer deep is gonna be perfect. So first thing I do whenever I pluck these is I like to put the item on there and then press it down. I'm gonna find out where it's gonna go. I try to center it up, make it even from the top and bottom. And then I press it into the foam to make an indentation into the foam. And that indentation will be my guideline for when I actually pluck the foam out itself. As you can see, I'm gently pushing this one down. I don't wanna be too rough with it. It's a monitor, I don't wanna hurt the screen. As you can see here, I'm pressing down some more, pressing down the edges, and you can see it kind of leaves an indentation in the pluck. And that's basically my guideline. I'll know where to start and which corners to go from. And I'm starting this corner right here. This is kind of the widest, most point. This pluck foam pulls apart pretty easily. One trick I've noticed is to kind of get in at a corner and then just drag your finger or thumb across, and it'll tear out all the parts. And your indentations might go away after a few seconds. It's foam, it'll regain its shape. So as you can see here, I'm repressing again just to make sure I don't go too big, too far, and overshoot what I need to pluck out. Just throw all this extra foam aside. For the most part, I just toss this foam out. Every once in a while, I'll find random uses for it. We make miniatures here in the studio, so sometimes this foam will be useful for miniatures. Other times, like with the OC monitor, sometimes when you get a packaging like that, it won't fit exactly perfectly snug. Having these pieces of foam around is nice because you can actually put them in the corners and use them to actually help tighten a package if it's not like the right size perfectly. I fast forwarded that a little just so you don't have to watch me pluck out. And as you can see, didn't quite get it there. I'm like a little bit too
small, but this is actually a good thing. You don't want to pluck too much. You'd rather do what I did here and go a little too small and then have to pluck more afterwards, then go the reverse, because you can't add this pluck back in. And as you can see there, I left one square at the corners. This is because the monitor isn't as wide as the base of the stand there at the bottom. I kind of wanted to sit in there nice and snug and not move around. And as you can see, it fits like a dream. Perfect. And I'll put down that VESA arm for the C-stand, and look at that, closes perfect. And that's how you pluck out a Pelican for a monitor.
And that's it. That's how we protect our gear. Just to repeat, again, disclaimer, this video is not sponsored by Pelican. We are not sponsored by Pelican. We just really, really love Pelican, and we think you should go that route if you want to keep your equipment safe and secure. They're a little more pricey than all the other brands, but they're a buy it for life kind of product, and I wouldn't go any other way. So if you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps us out a ton. Also, make sure you're subscribed to the Wild 7 Studios YouTube channel. We've got some cool videos coming out on there, some short films coming up pretty soon, and then we're gonna have some ancillary pieces here on this channel that'll go with some of those short films. So if you wanna see the process behind how we make some of our stuff, subscribe here, and if you wanna actually see those films and those shorts, head over to the Wild 7 Studios channel to check that out. So remember to keep that gear safe, and we'll see you next time.